Hello and welcome back to the channel, and it's another review of a movie I've already seen. Uh, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I finished my rewatch a couple of hours ago. I had to take a couple of hours before doing this review to, you know, get back to being happy because after this rewatch, it fucked me up more than it did the first time I watched it, because I watched this movie for the very first time last year because I'd heard of it but I'd never seen it before. So basically, last year I bought a DVD copy of it before even watching it, and then when it was still on Netflix UK last year, I ended up watching on that, and I fell in love with it. I didn't see the twist coming, which I will talk about towards the end of this review. But I will of course put up saying spoilers ahead to give those who haven't seen this movie a chance to not be spoiled on the twist ending, because this is a movie you really need to watch twice. You need to watch it through the first time, take everything in, uh, get surprised by the twist ending, and then rewatch it to catch all the little things you missed on the first time around. And again, I'll get to that when I get into the spoiler sides of this review. Normally, I talk openly about the movie spoilers on all in my movie reviews. This time, this is one of those movies where I don't want to do that because the twist is that good. So the movie stars Jim Carrey. It also stars Kate Winslet, a Kirsten Dunst in the middle of filming for Spider-Man at the same time. Because this movie came out in 2004, they were filming this obviously in 2003, and so she was working on Spider-Man at the time. But not only that, it also had Elijah Wood not long after filming for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and it also has a very, very young Mark Ruffalo in this movie. And this is a movie you do not want to watch if you're going through a breakup or going through something similar to that of a breakup, because it will fuck you up. It didn't do it the first time because I was, not in that. I was over my last breakup. But this time, watching it this time, like I said, it fucked me up for a couple of hours to the point where I just queued up my breakup playlist and listened to a few songs and just, you know, allowed myself to feel those feelings. So the movie is revolves around Jim Carrey's character of Joel and Kate Winslet's character of Clementine. At the beginning of this movie, we see Joel, you know, ditch work, go to this beach place in Long Island where he meets Clementine. He sees her briefly and stuff, and as they're getting the train back in, they start talking, and then they end up going on a date. And then we flash forward a bit to when they're broken up. And, Joel's talking about how he went to go see her. He bought her this gift to try and reconcile with her. And she had the most blankest looks about him because she didn't remember him. And so the friend couple that he's talking with, the one of them, Rob is his name, gave um, Jim's Carrey character the card saying that Clementine erased her memories of him. And that's where this whole thing starts up. Joel decides that he wants to erase memories of Clementine because, again, this is a pretty bad breakup. And in order to do that, he needs to bring everything that in his home that reminds him of her, and so that way it's not there when he wakes up with his memories lost. And that's where Mark Ruffalo's character and Elijah Wood's character goes to his house to start mapping and erasing those memories. And as that's happening inside his Joel's mind, he's starting to realize, no, I don't want to forget her. I want to keep my memories. And he tries to hide in other memories. They end up having to call the boss to figure it out. In the end, he loses his memories. Now, that's where I'm going to stop with the non-spoiler aspect of this review. And so from here on out until the end of this video, I am going to be talking about spoilers for this brilliant movie. So if you have not seen it and you want to see it, go watch it. Go find a way to watch it. I don't know what streaming services it's on. When I looked it up on Google, because Google tends to tell you what streaming service it's on, it is not on any streaming service in the UK or Ireland. So that is up to you to find out, or buy the physical copy of it cheap on eBay. But from here on out to the end of this video, I am going to be talking about spoilers. You have been warned. So here we go. Spoilers. Um, yeah, so the beginning of the movie is actually the ending to the movie. That's how they got. That's how you got you. And there's these little things that you need to pay attention to that I only caught on the second time around. As I said, this is a movie you need to watch twice to catch all these little the things you missed the first time around. So the first thing is you hear a car horn, a car alarm, and you hear a car engine going off. That correlates to when Mark Ruffalo's character leaves after erasing the memories of Clementine from Joel. He notices that his car is damaged. We then later learned that that was actually Clementine in their the last time that they met, when she came home drunk. She actually was the one that damaged the car, but that gets explained later on. That's not something you need to go back on. You need the second watch through to get. When he's journaling, Joel, he has his inner monologue. He talks about how he ripped the page, that pages are ripped. Those pages were, of course, about Clementine that he had to do. Um, and then, throughout the whole memory sequence, he's talking about the first time he met Clementine. The beginning of the movie, we think it's about when he's on that beach after ditching work and he meets Clementine then when she had blue hair. But that's not the actual real time that they met. It was another time when they had gone, he had gone to the beach with his friends after a breakup with a different girlfriend that he used to living with at the time. And that's when he first met her, and that's how all that stuff kicked off. At the same time, we then find out that Patrick, Elijah Wood's character, is currently dating Clementine, using all this stuff that Joel gave, or even Clementine gave in to the place to essentially woo her, because, as he said, he fell in love with her whilst they were doing that, and he stole a pair of her panties, clean panties. But yeah, Elijah Wood is really, really good in this movie, playing that creepy, stalkery type. And that's, really, really good. And then, of course, we also learned that Kirsten Dunst's character was involved with the main person who does the memory eraser, who's set up this program. Turns out they've been in a relationship in the past that she then had erased. And so she decides to give everyone their tapes, because they end up recording tapes, and she gave Clementine's the first one to play hers, whilst Joel is driving back to his place after they've been on a date. That a repeat date, I should also make mention. It's one that they've already done, but as they don't remember. And then Joel gets really pissed off. He kicks her out. Then he goes back to his place. He finds his tape, and he listens to it, and they argue a bit, and then it sets up for you to decide whether or not it's going to work out, or if history is going to repeat itself. And this is my second favorite Jim Carrey film. The Truman Show is still his best in my opinion. The Truman Show and this movie are extremely perfect. I love both of them. As I said, the second time I rewatched this film, it fucked me up emotionally, and that's good. I loved how the way it's shot. It's on kind of like shaky cam, student film type of stuff, and it fits it really, really well. There's not really much in terms of a soundtrack, which is something I love because it leaves things hanging there. Because I feel if there was, constant sound, back scoring, it would take away from some of the emotional beats of this film. And um, one thing that I loved about it is, Jim Carrey's character, he's an introvert. I myself am an introvert. And it takes, him getting with Clementine, who is an extrovert, for her to start pulling him out and doing all these things that he normally would not do. Which is this good part of their relationship, but then, of course, things falter over time, as things do. But yeah, this is a movie I've been wanting to review for a while. I've been saying since last year that I was going to review it, and no better time like now to finally do it, because I've been saying to myself, oh, I really want to, rewatch Eternal Sunshine and do a review for it. Now I have. So that's going to wrap up this video. As I said, I really do love this movie. It's definitely going to become one of those movies that I don't return to for a couple of years, because I think if I ever did do another rewatch, I need to mentally prepare myself for this movie again, which is something I should have done before this rewatch. But there you guys go. That has been my review. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time for another brand new movie review. I'll see you all next time.